Welcome back. All right, 6 games to review tonight. Then I have to do the preview that'll post to the channel in the morning because we have a Saturday, and Saturday usually almost always involves matinee games of some sort that start pretty early. So 4 early games tonight, 2 late games tonight. Let's go ahead and start off. We're going to talk about Minnesota and Buffalo. Minnesota needs the win. They don't end up getting that, but Buffalo needed a win too. So it's Gustafsson versus Levi in this one. Early power play for the Sabres. Aggressive kill by the Wild. Back-to-back clears. So Peterka's denied late. That power play's killed off. 5 minutes into the game, the shots are 3-1 Buffalo, so they were doing well early. Eric Johnson has a screenshot. That's held. The Wild press at 6.5 minutes. They're kept to the outside. Sabres press at 8 minutes. Shots are 5-3 in favor of Buffalo with 9 minutes left. Spurgeon's denied. The Sabres clear. We get a power play for the Wild. Zuccarello has a shot that's saved. The rebound is held. There was then a shorthanded rush by Thompson, which helped to finish off the kill for Buffalo. Middlestad and Dahlin then had back-to-back chances. Those were saved. So Gustafsson looked good early, and then Yoki Harju. It's through a screen. It's a good press, and Power with the assist at 18:02. It's 1-0 Buffalo. But shortly thereafter, 1:26 left, there's a power play for the Wild, and they score on it. It's Kaprizov from Boldy and Zuccarello at 19:30, buried from the side of the net, just cross-crease passing in the net. So 1-1 after 1. Second period. Good forechecking early by the Wild. Zuccarello to Kaprizov gets blocked out. And 3 minutes in, the shots are 4-1 for Minnesota. So much better start. Not unlike the game last night with the New York Rangers. Savoy is a net feed. That's picked off. We get a power play for the Sabres. That becomes 1:16 of 4-on-4. But it's a 4-minute penalty. It's a double minor for high sticking. So there's a net feed to Eriksson Ek. That misses. Johansson's denied. Cousins clears. The Sabres do kill that off. They rush after it's done. The Wild weren't giving the Sabres a good look at the net at that point. There's a post for Kaprizov. The Wild press after that. Bogosian can't bury one in close. Keep in mind Bogosian's with the Wild now. He was with Buffalo at one point, so I had to make sure I was pointing that out. And then Skinner scores on a breakaway at 19:02. So it's one of those last-minute goals, and it makes it 2-1 for Buffalo. 35.8 seconds left. The Sabres then get a power play. So that rolls over into the third period. Minnesota needs a kill, and they do finish that kill. But Peterka scores to make it a 2-goal game from Thompson and Skinner at 3:33, and he buries that one in close on a rush chance. The Wild press for response. The Sabres then press at 6 minutes. Good blocking by the Sabres on Wild chances. I thought pretty good job of locking it down a bit. We get a power play for the Sabres. It then becomes 38 seconds of 4-on-4, meaning the Minnesota Wild with a power play, and they score on it. So 5-on-5, Minnesota didn't have much going on from a scoring perspective. Their power play was good. This time it was Eriksson Ek from Kaprizov and Zuccarello at 12:27, and again, cross-ice pass and buried. So it works if you can get that through the defenders on a penalty kill. You can do that. Spurgeon then has a tip shot that's saved during the 6-on-5 as Minnesota did pull the goalie to try to get this thing tied up. Kaprizov has a shot that's held, but Buffalo holds on. So Buffalo goes to 7-6-1 with the 3-2 victory. Minnesota drops to 5-7-2. Shots on net 11-10 Buffalo in the first, 14-6 Minnesota in the second, 11-8 Minnesota in the third. They did outshoot Buffalo 35-25. Power plays Minnesota 2 for 5. Buffalo 0 for 4. Hits 26-15 for Minnesota. Gustafsson saves 22 out of 25. He's been talking about how it's a rough start to the season for him. Levi 33 saves on 35 shots. One of his best games so far this year. And we'll see what happens in the next one. All right, next up, we have the Carolina Hurricanes and Florida Panthers. So I wore the Canes for the preview. I am now 15-5 in the jerseys I wear for previews. Ronta versus Bobrovsky, and early on, my jersey pick looked good. Kotkaniemi scores at 1:20 seconds. He does that from Fast and Martinook. He buries a rebound on a rush. So there you go. Kotkaniemi, who's been red hot, stays so. Shots are 3-0 Carolina at 2 minutes. The Panthers press at 2.5 minutes. They're kept to the outside until Tkachuk buries one in close, puts it around Ronta. Lindell with the assist at 3:01. Canes then go to the power play. The Panthers prevent the early setup, and they kill that off. Natchez fires one high after it's done. The shots are 6-4 for the Panthers at the half. The fans call one. The referee does not. Canes press with 3.5 minutes left. The Panthers block. Kotkaniemi has a wraparound chance. That's blocked. And then Balinskis. He gets his first NHL goal, and it puts them ahead 2-1. Tkachuk and Luostarinen with the assists at 18:53. So this is a big goal, a little more than a minute left. So the Canes try to get that back. Burns has a shot that's held as the Canes look to respond in that final minute. But after the first period, it's 2-1 Florida. Second period, Oliver Ekman-Larsson with a net feed, that's picked off. Burns has a net drive, that's blocked. Chatfield has a screenshot, that's saved. Canes with some momentum, but they're down by 1. The shots are 5-3 Carolina at 6 minutes. But at 7:08, on a rush chance, Barkov buries one. Reinhart and Rodriguez with the assists. As usual, in transition, Florida's very dangerous. This has been the case for years now. Things get pushy and punchy on a Bobrovsky hold. We end up with a power play for the Canes. That's killed off. Burns is denied. The Panthers rush the other way. Lawrence misses one wide from in close. And then also in close, Aho buries a rebound at 16:40. Martinook and Shea with the assist. So Martinook with a couple of helpers. And suddenly it's 3-2 in favor of Florida. But Canes are a little bit closer. So 3:04 left. The Panthers get a power play. The Canes need a kill, and they get it. So we're going to the third period with it still 3-2. There's early jump for the Canes. Natchez has a rush chance. That's blocked. Panthers are doing a good job of keeping Carolina away from the net, but Carolina gets a power play. They cycle. It's cleared, and then we get a minute and 12 seconds of 4-on-4. Everything's killed off there. The shots are 4-1 Panthers at 9 minutes. So again, showing how well they're blocking out the net and keeping Carolina away from it. Barkov has a rush chance. That's held. The Panthers score. They review to see if it was a high stick. It was not. Counts. Verhaeghe from Forsling at 13:18. The Carolina Hurricanes would pull the goaltender. That would allow Stenlund to hit the empty net. Reinhart with the assist at 16:18. And Florida wins 5-2. They're heating up. They go to 8-4-1 with the victory. Carolina 8-6 with the loss. Shots on net, 13-11 Florida in the first. Both teams had 12 shots in the second. 10-7 Florida in the third. They outshoot Carolina 35-30. Power plays, the Canes 0-3, Florida 0-2. Both teams had 21 hits. Ronta saves 30 out of 34. Bobrovsky 28 saves on 30 shots. He's off to a pretty good start this season as well. All right, next up, Washington and New Jersey. So Washington needed to neutralize speed. Now, New Jersey is also missing Hischier and Jack Hughes, and I think it really showed up in this game. I think it started to really become apparent this team is not the same without its top two forwards down the middle, which makes sense. I don't know there's very many teams that would be at their best. Well, Hughes is a winger. You guys know what I mean. Two of their best forwards. So Lindgren versus Vanacek. There's a near miss for Palat on a rush. The early edges for the Devils, and they're using their speed at this point in the game. Bratt fires one wide on a 3-on-1, but we get a power play for the Capitals. Strome has a blast that's saved. The power play's killed off. 9.5 minutes in, the shots are 3-2 for the Caps, but they would score in their next two shots. At 10:22, it's Aube-Kubel from Sandin and Milano. Aube-Kubel just got called up, and he jumped off the bench, and nobody paid any attention to him, and he wires it. And then 15 seconds later at 10:37, Malenstein gets one from Aube-Kubel and Favari. It went in off Luke Hughes' stick. There's no chance for Vanacek on that, but Schmidt is in the net. And it felt like it wasn't really a reflection of Vanacek's play. It was just try to wake him up. So the Devils look to respond. We get a power play for the Capitals. It lasts 12 seconds before it becomes a 4-on-4. Everything's killed off. The Devils press after it's all done. Myers denied and close. The Caps clear. 1:23 left. The Caps go back to the power play. Ovechkin fires one high in the closing seconds. He still does not have a goal in a while here, does he? So they get 4 goals tonight. None from Ovechkin. So after the first period, it's 2-0 for Washington. Second period, Devils finish the kill. Wilson's denied and close after that. Teams exchange rush chances. Bratt has a shot that's blocked. It's cleared. And then Kuznetsov would get a goal from Wilson and Ovechkin at 6:34. So Ovi's up to 9 points. But again, he only has the 2 goals. Toffoli's then denied from the slot. Pretty quiet crowd in New Jersey. Honestly, they were quiet right out of the gate. I'm not sure why that is. Friday Night Blues, no idea. But they were very, very quiet. So if you're Washington, there's no intimidation factor going in there. So Meyer has a shot that's held. The shots are 8-5 Devils with 4.5 minutes left. The Devils would press with 4 minutes left. Fans call one. The referee doesn't. Caps press with 2.5 minutes left. With 24.5 seconds left, the Devils get a power play. So that rolls over into the third period. Malenstein prevents a goal from Palat. Absolutely would have had it there. Back-to-back clears by the Caps. And they finish the kill. No shots on net. No official shots on net. I've always wondered when a player takes a shot on the net and the defending player blocks it, that should still count as a shot on net. To me personally, I know they don't count as a shot on net, but to me personally, I think you give the save to a defenseman. You give the save to a forward that blocks the shot. It's a save. Anyways, Luke Hughes has a stick that breaks on a blast, showing how New Jersey just didn't have any luck tonight. Devils go back to the power play. Toffoli has a shot that's blocked. The rebound's cleared. It's killed off. There really wasn't any momentum for the Devils with that. They had one shot 7 minutes in, but their second shot goes in at 7:13. It is a goal, again, in close. You had to get in close to the goalies and kind of put it around them. At 7:13, it's Meyer from McLeod Marino, and that wakes the fans up. At 9:12, they have reason to cheer even more. Mercer scores from Toffoli and Schmid. Fantastic pass by Schmid to set this whole thing up, and then a nice pass by Toffoli as well, and Mercer just has to tap it in. So that makes it 3-2, and suddenly there's a little more energy in New Jersey. Get a power play for the Caps, though. Wilson's denied. It's killed off. Wilson has a slot shot that's held, and they would pull the goalie, which leads to an empty net goal. Kuznetsov with his second of the game. Johansson with the assist at 18:09, so Lucas Johansson with a helper there. And then things get pushy after. Devils come out with a power play. It becomes a 6-on-4. But in the end, the Capitals win this one 4-2. They go to 6-4-2 with the win. The Devils 7-5-1 with the loss. Again, they really miss Hischier and Hughes. Shots on net 12-2 Washington in the first, 11-8 New Jersey in the second, 13-7 New Jersey in the third. Final shots 27-26 for Washington. Power plays, both teams 0-for-4. Washington's power play is not good. Hits 27-14 New Jersey. Lindgren 24 saves on 26 shots. Vanacek saved 3 out of 5, and then Schmid in relief saved 20 out of 21. He was quite good. All right, next up, Calgary and Toronto, and we have a lot to discuss. So both of these teams desperately need a win. I kind of feel like I need to do a video tonight on top of doing the preview, because apparently after this game, Nikita Zadorov has decided he wants out. So there's something to discuss there. So Vladar versus Wall, it's the Hall of Fame game, so this one started about 20 minutes after these games did. Mangiapane fires one wide on a rush. We get a power play for Toronto. Tavares fires one wide and it's cleared. But then on a net drive, Nylander scores for Toronto. Matthews and Riley with the assists at 3:01. Leafs press for another. The fans think it's 2-0. They're waiting on a horn. The horn never came. It was not in the net. Bertuzzi to Tavares gets blocked, and then Zari ties the game. He scores from Kadri at 7 minutes, and he buried his own rebound. That was only the third shot on net for Calgary, but yeah, Wall had a decent night. Honestly, all things considered, I thought both goalies, there was some shakiness here and there in the first period, but considering the amount of stress on these teams, I kind of get it. So Yarncroke gets the lead back. It's far corner on a net drive at 8:18. Domi and Robertson with the assists. So Domi's getting assists at this point. And there's Nick Robertson with a helper. 3:49 left. The Flames get a power play. There's a post for Zari. The rebound's held by McCabe in the crease. Whistle goes. The puck was loose. It ends up going in. Doesn't count. So Kadri rightfully upset after because the puck was loose. He saw it. He put it in the net. He was told it didn't count. The referee basically then goes over and tells Huska, yeah, you guys are screwed. Because once the whistle's gone, it's it. Unless the puck is in the process of going in, like if a player hits it with their stick and then the puck crosses the line as the whistle's going or whatever, then it'll count. That's the continuation rule, but in this case it doesn't count. Should it count? Yes. When the referee blows the whistle and the puck's loose, and you can see that the player puts it in, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't count the goal. But they don't. They haven't. They never have. I don't know if the NHL changes that rule. So the Leafs finish the kill. There's a near miss by Matthews after that. Things get pushy on a hole by Wall. And the Flames get a power play. So there's 1:34 left in the Flames power play to start the second period. There was a shorthanded Giordano shot, which gave Vladar some trouble. And then Nylander did more than that. He steals and buries it on a rush at 1:06. So suddenly it's a 3-1 lead for Toronto. It's laughing time, right? Pospisil has a rush chance. That saved. There's a near miss for Marner on a fast break. And then at 4:45, it's a one-timer from the inner slot. It's Tavares from Nylander and Riley. So for Nylander, that's a 3-point game. It's 4-1 Toronto. Calgary's had their meltdown. Go watch something else, right? I wonder how many people turned the game off at that point. Tanev has a rush chance that's saved, but then at 5:33, it's the I want to be traded Zadorov that scores from Mangiapane and Huberdeau. So Huberdeau on the board with an assist. And it was, then there's a mask save on a blast by Nylander, and then at 12:21, Calgary gets another. It's Greer from Weegar and Anderson. So there are 2 goals by the Flames against that fourth line for Toronto, and now everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about how that fourth line has generated no goals, and 11 goals have been scored against it. Something has to change for Toronto. You can't have that. You can't have a line that's guaranteed to not get you a goal, and there's a good chance they're going to allow one, because then you're putting more pressure on the other lines to make up for what is a black hole on that fourth line. And it's threatening to ruin the Toronto Maple Leafs season, really. And I wish I was being, overly dramatic, but really this is the case. So the Flames press with 5 minutes left, and then the Leafs have some pressure to close it out. But after 2 periods of play, what had been a 4-1 game suddenly 4-3. It's not a laugher anymore. Third period, things get pushed in a hole by Wall. Flames press at 2.5 minutes, and then at 3:22, Pospisil buries a rebound to tie it. Coleman and Weegar with the assist, so suddenly it's 4-4. Tavares, Nylander, they're denied in close. 8.5 minutes in, the shots are 6-2 for the Leafs. So the Leafs are doing their best, but the Flames have the 1 goal of the third period at that point. Gregor has a net drive that's held. Matthews is denied as the Leafs press. And then on a rush, Robertson hits a post. So there's no luck for the Leafs at this point. We're going to overtime. The Leafs control. Backlund steals. Lindholm's denied. The Leafs rush. They set up. A bad line change gives the Flames the puck. So the Flames take over because the Leafs with a bad line change there. Nylander takes it. Sets up. Vladar holds there. Lindholm is robbed on a 2-on-1 rush. Brody's then denied. Mangiapane with a break, and Wall poke checks him. So we go to the shootout, and in round 5, it's Domi. So officially, it's not a goal. Like, officially, he doesn't have a goal in Toronto, but he had the nice shootout winner. And Toronto wins this one 5-4 in the shootout to go to 7-5-2. For Calgary, 4-7-2. And like I said, Zadorov, the first Flame to officially say, I think I kind of want to go. Shots on net, 11-8 Calgary in the first, 14-8 Toronto in the second, 11-3 Toronto in the third, 6-3 Calgary in the overtime. Final shots, 36-28 Toronto. Power plays, Calgary 0-2. Toronto scored on the only power play they had. The hits, 25-21 Toronto. Vladar saves 32 out of 36. Wall saves 24-28. Now I need to change boards. All right, so Philadelphia and Anaheim. The Ducks, I kind of feel bad. I did not do a Ducks video on their winning streak. I didn't. I swear I didn't. I didn't jinx them. So it's Ersson versus Dostal in this one. There's an early press by the Ducks. McTavish has a 2-on-1 chance. That's held. The shots are 3-0 Anaheim at 4 minutes. They came out very well. McTavish is denied in close, but then at 4:57 on their first shot, Couturier buries a loose puck and they score. Zamula and Atkinson with the assist there. So all of a sudden it's 1-0 Philly after what was a really good start for Anaheim. And it was hard for them to recover from that. So there's a power play for the Flyers. Dostal holds with Forrester on the doorstep. Brink has a shot that's saved. It's cleared. It's killed off. Shots are 9-7 now for the Flyers with 9 minutes left. And at 12:31, Atkinson deflects one in. I don't think Dostal saw it. Sanheim and Forrester with the assist. Don't look now. Sanheim's top 10 in defensemen and scoring in the National Hockey League. Fowler fires one wide on a rush. Walker then fires one wide on a fast break. Sean Walker is a defenseman in Philly, really apparently being encouraged to pinch because he does it every shift, it seems. So easy zone entries for Philly at this point. And really, the Ducks backing off, giving them way too much room. Ducks press with 3.5 minutes left. Things get pushy on a hold by Ersson. 1:58 left. The Ducks get a power play. That leads to a shorthanded break for Atkinson, where he's denied by Dostal. And then things get pushy on a hold by Ersson, but it's 2-0 in favor of Anaheim after the first period. So second period, there's 2 seconds left in the power play, so we know Flyers finish that kill. There's an early press by the Ducks. The Flyers block, and then on a rush, Belpedio scores from Farabee at 2:32. So Lucas Belpedio has already got, I think, 2 goals this year. Flyers score again, but it was a kick. And it's a good thing because it was a goal that Dostal really should have saved. Really shouldn't have needed a review to see if it was a goal. But yeah, it's a kick. So that, it felt like gave the Ducks a bit of a reprieve, right? Instead of being 4-0, it's still 3-0. Well, Vetrano's denied on a 2-on-1. The Ducks really needed one at this point. Brink has a shot that's saved as the Flyers press. There's another press by them at 6.5 minutes. Lacombe then has a shot that's held. Shots on net are 5 apiece at 9.5 minutes. Gudas fires one wide on a rush. Ersson ends up holding on to that puck. We get a power play for the Flyers, back-to-back clears, and then it's a minute of 4-on-4. Both teams were guilty of turnovers during that 4-on-4. It was not the prettiest of play, but then the power play for Anaheim, they score. It's Carlson from Killorn and McTavish at 13:15. It's a one-timer very late in the power play. I think there was like 5 seconds left in it. Flyers press for response. Yeah, the Flames came in out of nowhere and fresh off their loss against Toronto. They were angry and just beat up Ducks. They didn't. So the Flyers press for response. Ducks go back to the power play. It's killed off 3 shots. Lots of power plays for Anaheim. Philadelphia, if you look at their lineup, you will understand why they're in a box a lot. 3:14 left. There's another power play for the Ducks. That's killed off as well. And after 2 periods of play, the score's 3-1 in favor of the Flyers. Third period, early jump for the Flyers. The Ducks, though, they get another power play. Carlson's robbed in close. Leo had himself a game. That power play's killed off. We then get a power play for Philly. They cycle. Couturier fires one wide. It's killed off. Konechny's then denied on a 3-on-1. And then Sanheim goes net drive and puts it around Dostal into the net. Farabee with the assist at 7:38. Suddenly it's 4-2. Strong puck pressure by the Flyers, but there's a rush. It's a 2-on-1, and Carlson banks it in off Ersson. It was post Ersson and in. Killorn and Minchukov with the assists at 10:34. So Killorn with a couple of helpers tonight. He doesn't have a goal yet since returning from injury, but at least there's some encouraging signs if you're a Ducks fan coming out of tonight. Ducks press for another, but at 13:07, there's a turnover that ends up in the Ducks net. It's Tippett from Frost. So turnovers were not great for the Ducks tonight, and something they're going to have to work on. Ducks press with 4.5 minutes left. With 3:23 left, they get a power play. It becomes a 6-on-4. Killorn has a shot that's held. McTavish is denied, but Carlson gets his first career hat trick. He gets the power play goal at 18:32 from Terry and Strome. And it's bucket hat giveaway night, so bucket hats are ugly. Yep, if I was at a game and they gave me a bucket hat and there's a hat trick, that bucket hat's going to the ice. And I've never thrown a hat on the ice for a hat trick. Maybe I need to just bring like an old hat from home, just in case. Maybe I'll do that when the Canucks play the Islanders this week. I'm going to that game. Anyways, yeah, so Tippett hits the empty net at 18:59 just to ruin the good feeling that Duck fans have. But in the end, it's a 6-3 win for the Flyers. They go to 6-7-1 with the win. For the Ducks, 7-6 with the loss. And it feels like the last couple of games they've kind of reverted to the team that they were before the winning streak, which is not great news if you're a Ducks fan. So shots on net, 17-15, Philadelphia in the first, 15-7, Anaheim in the second, 12-8, Philadelphia in the third. Final shots, 38-36 for the Ducks. Power plays, Philadelphia 0 for 3, Anaheim 2 for 6. The hits, 14-10, Anaheim. Ersson saves 35 out of 38. Dostal saves 30 out of 35. So you can see why I needed 2 columns. And before the game started, I did move this game over to this column because I was like, one of these games is going to need 2 columns. I had figured it would be this one because I was kind of expecting a lot of goals, which we don't get. I'm going to say for the Sharks, it's a no-mercy loss again. It's their 4th no-mercy loss of the season out of 11 losses, which is something. We can discuss that some other time too. Because when they lose big. But tonight they kept it close for a while. So it's Kakinen versus Hill in this one. Pietrangelo scores at 1 minute on a wraparound. Yeah. So right there I was like, so Vegas wins. Amadio and Stone with the assists. McNabb then has a shot that saved us, really all Vegas. 4 minutes in, it's 5-0 the shots for Vegas. Carrier's denied and close. We then get a power play for the Sharks. Granlund has a shot that's held. Zetterlund with a near miss, and then there's a shorthanded rush by Stone, which helped to kill off the rest of it. And then from the point, there's a shot that kind of deflects its way through. Martinez does get the goal, though. Amadio and Carrier with the assist at 11:19. So I think it was in off one of the defenders. Shots are 9-2 for Vegas with 7 minutes left. Yeah, this game was so one-sided. Kolasar has a shot that's blocked as Vegas presses. Addison has a screenshot that's saved. Stone has a one-timer that's held. Hurdle has a slot shot on a turnover that's saved. And after the first period, it's 2-0 for the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Second period, McNabb has a shot that's saved. There's a press by the Golden Knights at 2 minutes. The shots are 4-1 in favor of the home team. 3 minutes in, and then they press again at 4.5 minutes, because why not? Sharks are really, at this point, very lucky it's only 2-0. Like, Kakkonen had actually a pretty good game. When I saw it was Kakkonen versus Hill, I thought, yeah, this could get really ugly, because Kakkonen's numbers have not been fantastic this year. 8 minutes in, the Sharks had 1 shot on net. They were getting very little time with the puck. Barbashev-Deichel got picked off. Luke Cunnins denied and close, and it was the best Sharks look to that point, so they did have some decent chances, but the Cunnin one impressed me. Amadio's then denied on a 3-on-2 rush. Better second half for the Sharks, but there's a press by Vegas in the final minute. There's no scoring in the second period, so it's still 2-0 after 2. Third period, early press by Vegas. Sharks then get some zone time. Vegas doing a good job of blocking. There was a power play at 1:07 for San Jose. Zetterlund has a shot that's blocked. They cycle. Stone steals one and clears. And then Eichel. It's a really, really great rush by Eichel that sets this up. It's a shorthanded goal by Karlsson at 2:24. Eichel and Pietrangelo with the assist. William Karlsson's off to a great run so far this year. 1 month into the season. Might be his best career year yet. So Vegas then finishes the kill. They rush after. The Sharks press. Hill ends up holding there. And then at 4:40, Martinez gets another goal. This one from Pietrangelo and Karlsson. So Pietrangelo with quite the night, his first goal of the season. A couple of helpers as well. And Martinez wires that one from the slot. So that makes it 4-0. Sharks get another power play. That's killed off. Eklund has a shot that deflects out. And then it's a turnover, and Howden buries it. I believe that's the second of the season. Ronbjerg with the assist. That's at 9:34. McNabb then has a shot that's held. We get a power play for San Jose with 4:24 left. Granlund has a blast that's saved. The rebound's cleared. The power play's killed off. 2 shots. And that's all she wrote. 5-0 for the Vegas Golden Knights. They go to 12-2-1. The No Mercy magnet's up there. There's no Tony the Tiger. You know where Tony the Tiger goes, right? He goes right where the No Mercy magnet is. So what I'll do, just for Vegas fans, there you go. Hill's great. So there's your Tony the Tiger moment. Shots on net: 15-6 Vegas in the first, 13-6 Vegas in the second, 11-8 Vegas in the third. Final shots 39-20 for Vegas, although it felt more lopsided than that. Power plays: San Jose 0 for 4. Vegas had none, and they were not happy about it. When Marchessault got penalized there, he was not happy that they were short a man there. Hits 19-14 San Jose. Kakkonen saves 34 out of 39. Hill saves all 20 shots for the shutout. And so for San Jose, they are shut out again. San Jose, I've said it before, but yeah, this team is not a great team. And when you look at what happened tonight, and then you look at last night against Edmonton, well, we're going to be talking about Edmonton over the next little while, aren't we? At any rate, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.